Hello, 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 hello. How's everyone doing? How is everyone doing? Let's build an index. I wish I had an index right now. I wish. It's in the works. It's in the works. It's just, you know, not right now. Maybe not today. Maybe not tomorrow. But one day. But one day. How is everyone doing today? How is everyone doing today? What are we up to today? Ew, ew, it's leaking. Ew, brother. Ew, brother. Ew, ew. Ah. Please tell me. It's all over everything. Ah. Ah. One of my epoxy things is leaking in my drawer and it's all goopy and sticky and ew, ew, brother, ew. Ugh. There we go. There we go. Ugh. How's everyone going today? How's everyone doing? It is Saturday night. Feel all right? What are we doing tonight? We are doing absolutely nothing tonight. It is a print and chill night. We haven't done one in a while. Every stream has been a build stream, and every now and then I like to shake it up and do a print and chill. So we're doing a print and chill, which means we will print stuff and then we will chill. So we have to get something printing first. So we got to remove some heat sets. That's on the list of things I got to do today is get some heat sets out of stuff. And then we're going to get the printer going first. So we're going to print big things on the big printer, and then you guys can watch that while it's doing that. And then while it's doing that, we're going to work on the power armor for a bit, and we're going to do a little bit of shop organization because my pile of... We got to get rid of this. That's why we hide it behind chat. Chat, I thank you for hiding my mess. You having a great day today? I'm having okay today. I don't know. It's the start of the... Every year when the year starts, I get a little... I don't know, I wouldn't say seasonal depression, but it's like, just bleh. Just bleh. I have been watching movies. That's what I've been doing lately. There is so many movies that I haven't watched that I'm finally getting around to watching. I've kind of made it a point to try and catch up on a bunch of movies that I just haven't watched. And that's kind of what I've been doing. I watched 28 Years Later last night. Really good. It actually surprised me. It actually surprised me how good that was. I really liked that. So yeah, that's what I did last night. Let's watch 28 Years Later. And apparently Bone Temple just came out and it's supposed to be really good. So I might go see that. I might. Wife doesn't want to see it. She is not into those movies at all. Anything horror, gory. Although to be fair, I'm not a fan of horror movies, because I don't find them entertaining, and I watch movies to be entertained. And if I'm not entertained, but 28 Years Later was really good. Really good. After stream, go watch The Rip. Is that the one with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck? Those kind of movies are kind of eh. Oh wow, that print was weak. He sent, oh wait, no, it already broke. I glued it back together. That's why. Like, that's why that broke so easily. I already broke it once before. The Rip was meh. Yeah. I'll be honest, I don't really have desires to go to the movies much anymore. It is just not something I really partake in anymore. It's just not. Yeah, I don't know. Movies are just not my thing anymore as like they used to. Although I'm trying to get back into it. Horror film, mostly because they're scary fun. Well, also, I'm not a fan of movies that are like gore porn. Like, I think Saw and Hostel. Like, I was a teenager. Was I a teenager? When did Hostel come out? I remember when Hostel came out. Hostel film. That came out in 2005. So yeah, I was a teenager. I was in like high school. That kind of started the trend of movies where like they're sold as horror movies, but it's just gore. Those don't do anything for me. Like, I don't mind gore. Like, I grew up during Live Leak when Live Leak was popular. That shit don't affect me, right? But I don't find them entertaining. Like, I don't find like, oh my God, he's gonna get his eyeballs ripped out. That ain't entertaining. But the 28 Years Later movie, pretty good. And I've heard good things about Bone Temple, because it's actually like, the plot actually supports it. So, I'm in the movie. I saw Avatar in 3D with my wife, and it cost me like 20 bucks. I know movies are expensive. Go on a matinee day and don't buy snacks. Or, correction, smuggle in snacks. Movies are expensive because you're buying, you know, an extra large popcorn and you're going to see it at prime time. I went to see Avatar with my wife on a Saturday morning, and it was like $11 a ticket. So, yeah, it's when you go on prime time and you buy like 20 bags of popcorn and pop and everything, and like Mike and Ike's and all that stuff, then it gets expensive. Okay. Oh, dude, I wish I could have saw it. I actually kind of regret seeing it in 3D, because I saw it in not IMAX 3D. I saw it in like normal average cinema 3D. And the problem is, in like normal average cinema 3D, it's too dark. Like, everything's dark. Like, because it's they can't do the ISO. They can't do like the screen brightness doesn't get bright enough because of the filter or whatever. So I kind of actually regret seeing Avatar 3 in 3D. So I'm waiting for it to come out on digital so I can rewatch it and actually fully see everything. What is my favorite print? I don't know. I don't really have a favorite print. I don't print knick-knack stuff that takes up room on my desk and collects dust. So whatever the project I'm currently interested in, that's my favorite print, which right now it's Power Armor, because we have to print the back piece of the Power Armor. So we printed the front piece. So I have the front piece printed. It is right here. And the back piece is the last piece of the Power Armor I have to finish printing. I have the front piece here. You can't really see it because it's all blown out with, you know what? Give me 1 second. I'm gonna put a quick coat of paint on this. Yeah, I'm probably gonna get all, like, I probably shouldn't do this right now because it's probably gonna stink up the garage. But you guys can't see it because of the stupid ISO being blasted out because of the white balance. So you know what? For the sake of content, I will provide you with a surface you can see. Also, I'm working on getting the paint booth set up so that we'll be able to actually do that. 8-3 series due to wearing glasses. Well, I wear glasses. The problem is I can't wear these glasses and then the 3D glasses, and I'm nearsighted. So normally, like, I don't need these at home. I don't wear glasses at home. You want to know why I wear glasses on stream? Like, literally, no joke, no capping, for real, for real. The reason I wear glasses on stream, I think I look better in glasses. Plus, in case like some random thing tries to get in my eye, it's a measure of safety. But I like wearing I think I look better in glasses. But I only wear these when I drive, when I'm outside at night, or if I'm just out and about because I'm nearsighted. So in my house, nothing is far away to be blurry to me. I'm nearsighted. Everything up close is fine. So I'm on the computer, I don't wear glasses. A movie theater, from where I like to sit, which is roughly about 1/3 of the way up in most theaters, is at just the distance where it's slightly out of focus. And in a 3D movie, I notice it by the end. So I look smarter. Exactly. Okay, give me 1 second to hotbox my garage with spray paint. Fumes. I love fumes. I love the fumes. Num 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 fumes. Num num fumes. Okay, there we go. Num 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 fumes. Okay, now I come back on the other side of the garage and hope the wall between us keeps it all over there. Should be okay, paint huffing. We're not doing that. YouTube sensors, we're not doing that. I'm spray painting stuff. Okay, so speaking of fumes, who likes the smell of printing filament? Me? You? Well, you can enjoy it at home with some Polymaker filament, because you can win a spool of Polymaker filament, because every stream we give away a spool of Polymaker filament. Link in the video description, enter for your chance. We'll be doing the draw at the end of stream tonight. I don't know, probably around 11 o'clock. So whenever the stream ends, we'll do the giveaway. So enter for your chance, link below. Okay, so here's the power armor. So here's the front piece and the back piece. So I already have the front piece painted or printed. What is the kind? Whatever you want. It's actually, I say it's a spool of filament from Polymaker. I think it's like a $35 gift card. So you can get whatever you want for like $35 worth. So, here is the conundrum. How the heck am I going to print this? So I've resized the front piece so that it fits my chest better, but I don't have to do that on the back. Because the back, as you can see here, it doesn't really, it still lines up at the top, close enough. Like technically I should make it a little bit wider, but I don't think that's a big issue because it's good enough. And then this little bit here, I had one of these printed already, but I got rid of it because I didn't like how it turned out. So now I have to print that. The problem is, how? How am I going to print this? I have a couple options. I think I'm going to have to split it. I think we're going to have to split this into multiple parts. That's like the only thing I can think of. So I can start smelling the paint fumes. The paint fumes are making their way over here. Okay. So let's split. Okay, so we bring that up here. Okay. So perform cut, boom. Okay, so that's easy to print. That'll be easy to print. Okay. Lay it on its side. I can't because none of these surfaces are flat. None of these surfaces are flat. That's the problem with laying it on its side. And then if I do like a cut here, I think right about there. Form cut. Cancel. Oop, what'd I do? Oh, I guess it cut. Okay. So that'll print like that. That should print pretty good. And then this one, we flip it upside down. We do a little Nicki Minaj here and flip it and reverse it. There we go. EU one, but since it's EU, they give you a form to enter for their SKU for a roll under. Oh, in the EU? Ah, that sucks. Yeah, Polymaker, I don't know how it works for the EU distribution. I know in the US, they have an American warehouse. And then in Europe, or in, I think most other places, they ship from China. Or they use like their, like in Canada here, if I like put in my request for some Polymaker filament and they send me some filament, it ships through Amazon. In the EU, I don't know how it works over there. Is it Missy Elliott? I'm sorry. If I have offended you with my knowledge of female rappers from the early 2000s, I apologize. Okay. So, let's do a little bit of support painting now. So I do have the printer. The printer is on. I've told it to warm the bed up because I got to get it up to a stable temperature. Hopefully yeah, there we go. So the bed's still on. So let me just, I'm just doing this because it like times out after a bit. So I just set it to like 85 and then a little bit later I change it to 84 and then I go back to 85. I got to make sure, I can't remember if I retension the gantry for the expansion at 85. That's what temperature I print ABS or PETG at. So gotta take a look at all that. Okay. They didn't announce it would have EU shipping this year? Okay. That's okay. Okay, let's do some painting. So we're gonna do paint on overhangs only and overhangs over 50 degrees. Let's see, what do we got here? What do we got here? So we're gonna have to do a little bit of painting. That. Okay, that I'm just gonna let it bridge. I could probably let most of this bridge, I'll be honest. I could probably let most of this bridge, eh? You know what? Let's see how it looks. Oh, wait. Time, services, Orca slicer, Orca. But else, oh, wait, Orca. Where is Orca slicer? Name? OBS. There we go. Orca slicer. Set affinity. Okay. There we go. Shouldn't error out anymore. There we go. Okay. Yeah, the stream always does that when I slice. Okay. So let's see here. How sketchy is this if we... Okay, so that part needs support. Yeah, so that part's going to need support because that can't print in air. So we need support there. And we're going to need support for that middle area because that can't print in air. Yeah. Yeah, so we are going to need some support. Yeah, we're going to need some support there. Okay. So, prepare. Yeah, so we're going to need support there, support there. You know what? We'll just 30. Oh, wait, no, that's a smart fill angle. Highlight overhangs. So up to a 45 is usually pretty healthy. Anything above 45 is when it starts to get a little funky. Yeah, like that's a 15-degree angle. So we need support on that. I think we should be good there. That should be good because the top can bridge. The top, that can bridge. And who cares what it looks like on the inside, right? Okay, so that's that one. So now, don't think we need anything on this guy. This one is going to be a bitch. This one's going to be a bitch. How much ABS did you say your mold shop used to throw away? A couple hundred pounds to 1,000 pounds? Depends. Depends what we were doing. Depends what we were doing. Like some days it would be 0. Some days it would be a couple thousand. There was no like, you know, a dumpster, you know, like a big dumpster that's like the kind that you would put on the back of like a 25-foot dumpster, I think. I don't know, big long dumpster. Like an open top sea can type thing. We'd fill one of those up a week easily. Sometimes more. It depends what we were doing. And we were just a tryout facility, remember that. So this is going to need support, that's for sure. And that's going to need support. You know what? I like putting support in areas like this just for like a little bit of extra like stability to the mold, or to the part. Okay, I think we're good there. That should be okay. Okay, so let's go back to prepare. So let's see. So 3, 3, 3, strength, 3 walls, 4 top, 4 bottom. 20% adaptive cubic infill, support, turn it on, tree manual organic, build plate only, and I do want an outer brim. Okay, so we're gonna put you, where's the front? You go back here, you go here, you go there. Right about there. Slice plate. See what we get. Why not cut the bar off as well? I could. It's a little bit of a pain to just, because the problem is you can't slice off like an individual feature. I'd have to do it in like CAD. If I could just do support and just let it print on, I'll just let it print on, and then I'll just, I still have coffee from yesterday I didn't finish. I forgot my coffee out here from yesterday's stream. We'll see. Although I do want to see how the gantry is moving freely, or if it is moving freely, because I've let it heat soak for half an hour at PET G temps. Oh. Shoot. Close that. Move, disable motors, accept. Okay, motors are disabled. I really don't like this. I really don't like the expansion issues I'm having. The fact that like I have to like mess around with my gantry every time I go to print a different material because the stupid gantry expands and contracts depending on the temperature, which as long as you're always printing the same thing at the same temperature, it's not a big deal. But like, okay, we're okay there. That should be okay. I'm printing in PET G, simply for the fact that these parts are kind of thin, and I want the extra layer adhesion. So, okay, 1.6 kilograms of filament, and this is a 1-day, 3-hour print. That should be pretty good. Oh man, that I just noticed that down there. What is that? That might be okay. We might be okay there. I might print it a little bit extra. That's a bridge. Okay, so that'll be fine. Yeah, we might be okay. What size is the bed? The bed is 600 millimeters. Oh, that's details on the inside. I don't care about details on the inside. You could tell that whoever modeled this, the model is kind of like Tinkercaddied because you have like these weird features on the inside that aren't actually like proper. So. Oh yeah, those will print fine. Those will print fine. Okay. Okay, so that should be pretty good there. As long as this doesn't come off the bed. As long as this doesn't come off the bed, we'll be okay. So the only concern I have is this coming off the bed, which we should be okay. Let me outer brim, 0 gap. That should be okay. As long as we don't have warping, we should be okay. Should be okay. So this is a 1-day print, 1.6 kilograms print. Okay, sure, send it. Send it! Keep the garage at 80 to 90 C. The garage is currently, I have this on high. I don't have my secondary heater on, and it is currently 16 Celsius in the garage right now. It's actually not too bad. It's 16 Celsius where I keep the temperature probe at, which is like at the doorway between this side of the garage and the other side. So it's actually over here, it's like probably about 18, 19, which is fine, So, is what it is. Supports first layer expansion 10 mil. What? What do you mean first layer expansion? What is first layer expansion? This expands first draft support areas. This is more than 2 mil. Is that more than 2 mil? Well, on the bright side, it didn't send the print over, so we don't have to worry about that. Oh, increase the support pin. Oh, that's right. Yeah, we need more. Non-manifold edges. Oh shoot, I should probably repair that. Repair. The Phoenix is, it's one of the reasons the Phoenix is not released. That in documentation. I think that, as far as I'm aware, I think they're on the documentation aspect of it. So why aren't you? Oh yeah, I finished fixing the manifolds. There we go, slicing now. Hopefully I don't have to repaint the supports on. I hate how some settings, when you adjust them, it's like, oh, now you got to redo all your supports. So. Was just checking out your lives on the Recreation Mark 6. Did you print anything else? No, I need to. I'm actually collecting bottles. I don't use bottles. Shoot. Yep, I do have to repaint supports. Damn it. I don't use plastic bottles. So for me to make filament out of plastic bottles, I literally have to like make waste on purpose to have material to make the waste. it kind of sucks that I have to like forcefully make waste to use that printer. So at this time, I haven't been using it a lot because I literally don't have pop bottles to turn into waste. So I'm collecting. I'm collecting a bunch so that I can make a bunch of filament. We'll literally have a stream where we just make filament all stream or something, and then we'll do something with it. So I kind of want to do a video on off-grid camping. I really got to sit down and start making videos. I really gotta. I know I keep saying it, but I really gotta. Hoping to film one tomorrow, actually. But I kind of want to do a video with like how everyone is kind of like, some states are putting in laws right now where it's like, oh, you know, we're gonna, you know, 3D printers are gonna be outlawed because you can use them to make guns. Whoop-de-fucking-do. It's called the black pipe aisle in a Home Depot and a nail. Anyone can make a gun with basic tools. It's not hard. But anyways, we have a conflicting G-code path. Oop, I gotta move that. But anyways, short story long, I kind of want to do a video on like off-grid printing, which would be like recycling pop bottles, making your own filament, using a printer that you built yourself and, you know, off the grid, running it off a battery or something, like off-grid camping kind of thing. I did increase the brims. They're like 10 mil. I don't know. Somebody said first layer expansion 10 mil, and I did that. Where's the brim? 10. We'll do 10. There. Come on. A little printer. You can do any. Hey, if your battery will output AC, you can do whatever voltage. Hello from Jen. Good Nabin. Actually, good morning. See if your buddy's got distilled water bottles for the CPAPs. I don't have any buddies with CPAPs. My brother uses a CPAP, I think, but he lives 9 hours away from me, so just up the road. Okay, there we go. Okay, so it is a day 2 hours with my adjusted support settings. I'm really hoping this turns out fine. I think it will. Should be okay. Okay, print, upload and print. It's a 125 megabyte file. That is a big file. And then that will print on that, and then we'll have something to do. And then while it's doing that, we're gonna do a little bit of organization because I need to do a little bit of cleaning up because this place is getting a bit of a mess. So we're gonna do a little bit of cleanup while that does that. I've got all the stuff from, I think this is the stealth changer. So I gotta break down all the stealth changer stuff into like, compartmentalize it all to make sure I have it all. I don't wanna lose any of it. So we're gonna make sure we got everything for the stealth changer. Put that away. Everything for the Jabberwocky is in there. We'll probably do that on Tuesday. We'll work on the Jabberwocky tool head for a bit because we got to get that one going. Oh, the Allen keys. The keys of Allen. Were Allen keys invented by a guy named Allen? Let's find out. Let's find out. Allen keys. We're gonna learn something. Wikipedia. The heck? Well, they're called hex keys, truthfully. It's a simple driver. Hex keys. History. Okay, but P.L. Robertson, this guy's a hero. This guy is this is a Canadian hero, for those that don't know. If you don't know who P.L. Robertson is, you are sad. This guy is like one of the greatest Canadians ever. Good old Robertson screwdrivers. William G. Allen also patented a method of cold forming screw heads around a hexagonal die. So, published an advertisement for the Allen safety set screw. Ha! So a guy named Allen did create the Allen key. Cool. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, so this is all the gubbins for the stealth changer in terms of like electrochemical stuff. Oh, printer's doing printer stuff, I think. What's it doing? What's it doing? Device. Command unknown. Status heating. Okay, so the bed's heating up and it's in its, I have it set to do like a 10-minute heat soak, just to stabilize temperature. So when you tell it to heat the bed up, I have it set in the printer when it goes to do a print, that it will just heat the beds up to whatever temperature and then just sit there for 10 minutes and heat soak, and then it moves on. Okay, so this is that. That's for the Jabberwocky. What are you in here? What are you? Oh, you're leftovers from the Delta Flyer. Okay. And what are you? You're a Galileo extruder kit. I'll probably use you at some point. Okay. So that's that. This is cardboard. This is garbage. Is this moisture on the door? On that door? No? What do you mean moisture? It is 24% humidity in my garage right now. Oh, on the back of the printer? Oh, no, that's, it's the same stuff as this stuff. It's, what's it called? Reflectex. Reflectex? It's the stuff that, it's like bubble pop with aluminum mylar layer on it. Reflectex. Okay, what's this? Tube stuff. Don't need you. Oop. I have all these, you know what? I should probably keep these tube tubes. I'm gonna keep all my tube tubes. I don't know what I'm gonna do with my tube tubes, but I'm gonna keep my tube tubes. Because who doesn't want a tube tube? I don't know what I'm gonna do with my tube tubes. Oh, they make, wait, Tube tube. What should I do with my tubes? I have an extra tube. I don't think they're all standardized, because some of them don't work. Okay, that's an oddball. So I have one extra chibi tube. I got one extra chibi tube I gotta do something with. Oh, and I have 2 socks still. So I got 2 of those. I think one of these is dead. I think this one's dead. Get rid of that. That's all extra wire. Keep my tube stickers, keep all my Allen keys. Okay, so I will put my one tube that I have left in there, along with all my Allen keys from my tubes in there. Put the socks in that one. Okay, keep that over there. And actually what we gotta do, I gotta fix this. Gotta go over here. So unfortunately this camera ain't the best, but what I'm thinking, should we put the tube sticker at the top or down here? Should we put it at the top or the bottom? Let me know in the comments below. If you're watching this in the future, what did you have for lunch today? And if you haven't had lunch today, what did you have for breakfast today? If you haven't had breakfast today, why are you watching me first thing in the morning? Anyways, let me know where you want the tube sticker. Some extra tube stickers. You can go in my sticker box. Okay. So our municipality just changed it up with, we now have like 3 bins. It used to be we had a garbage bin, and whatever you use for a garbage bin is whatever you use for a garbage bin. And then if you want to do recycling, you had the red and green bins, or the blue and red bins. And then that was it. And then over the last like 6 months, everything's now enforced. So over the past 6 months, they've been delivering stuff, and now it's like, these are the new rules for your garbage for pickup and whatnot. And so now it's like, garbage day is still weekly, but now they also have a compost bin. So you have a bin you're supposed to put all your food waste in bags that fall apart. And if you don't empty the one inside your house quick enough, it starts breaking down and it leaves a soupy mess in the bottom of the bin. Yum. So we have a food waste bin, and then they also gave everyone, instead of having the red and the blue bins, we just have a giant blue bin that's like this tall, but everything goes in it. So you don't have to sort it. So I'm actually recycling cardboard for the first time in my life. Instead of just throwing it out. Because it's just like, I don't want to deal with like filling up my garbage, because I think they're going down to garbage every other week instead of every week. So they're like, use the other bins. So now when I put out the garbage on some Tuesday mornings, half my driveway is blocked with garbage bins. Yeah, I know Toronto and Ottawa have had those bins for a while. But down here, we just started using them. And right now it ain't too bad because it's winter. So whatever you put in the compost bin just kind of freezes. But come summer, when it is like 35 degrees Celsius out with like 30% humidity, like 80% humidity, and it is just swampy out. Oh, I can't wait from the smell of that beside my house. I cannot wait for the smell. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna suck. It's gonna suck. Yeah, maggot farms. Yeah, I can see that being becoming a thing. I can definitely see that. Okay, you know what? I'm sorry, Prusa. As cool as you guys are for giving out these books, I don't think I've ever actually read this book. I'll keep it. You know what? I'll keep it because I haven't done the video on the Core 1L yet. I'll keep it. But garbage. I'm waiting for the printer to start printing so I can cut to the printer so you guys have something to look at while it's printing. While the printer's printing printingly, you can look at the printer print printingly while it prints printingly. Got my tinfoil hat just in case. Look at all these dry chains. Well, okay, these got to go inside. I need a bin for stuff that I need to bring inside. Why am I singing the Halo song? You should do a reading time. I am not iShow Speed. Or no, that's Kai Cenat doing that, isn't it? Reading time with Taylor. Why is my voice that good? My Sue's sultry tones and my speech impediment with S's. What exactly are we doing? We're doing like a printed chill night. I didn't want... We've done nothing but build streams every day this week. Or this month. Or like every stream this month has been a build stream. So we're doing a print and chill stream. Which is, I print stuff, which we're waiting on the printer to get going. Because we're waiting on the soap to finish. And then the printer will print stuff. And then we will print stuff and chill. And usually I do a bit of organization during all that. Victory Tech CB2. I'll keep on, hang on to that. Don't know what I'll do with it. Oh yeah, I have that. I gotta use that for something. Garbage. Goes inside. Stealth burner can board. I would probably never use that. Let's just take it apart. Oh, printer's printing. Printer's printing, printingly. So I have a bunch of white PETG loaded up. I hopefully have enough for the whole print. If not, I'll have to do a filament swap at some point. Second market fridge. I mean, I don't want to put rotten food in my fridge. I just don't. The Prusa help bag. What do we got in here? We got an isopropyl wipe and a pointy thing. I will hang on to that just in case. Be nice to have just in case. A whole bunch of extra pins and some goop. What you, open print tag. Yeah, I could have weighed it, but I didn't because I forgot to. You go inside. You go inside. Screws here. Garbage. That homing takes a while. Well, remember, the printer is twice the size of your average V2, and it's also like 27:1 gearing on the X or on the Z. So, yeah, it takes its time moving up and down, unfortunately. And you know what? Yes, it's slow, but I'm kind of okay with that because I'm not in a rush usually. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. It is what it is. It do be how it do be, yo. Doobie doobie doo. Well, I got my power brick out here. I gotta bring this inside. Put that by here. There we go. Measuring tools. There. Deburring tool. Parallels. You found a what on your desk? A top? My stupid bin of you know what? Throwing out my bin of parallels. I don't use my parallels. I don't have enough parallels for a full set. And they just kind of float around. So now they're just a pile of parallels in a box. One of these days we're gonna have to go through my toolbox to clean it up. I probably have a good 50 pounds in metal in my toolbox I can get rid of. Just like chuck it. Just don't need it anymore, get rid of it kind of thing. All right, what's it doing now? Smart park location. So it's parked and we are heating the nozzle up. The nozzle is heating up. Your garbage, your garbage, your garbage. I think this guy is broken. Where is the charging cable? Yeah, this kind of sucks. I have like a little electric screwdriver, but I'm pretty sure it's dead. It's not holding a charge anymore. It's a Sieg wire. Pretty sure that's dead. Take the bit out. I'll throw it there for now. Find something. Blazing spot putty, we'll need that later. Am I liking the Core 1L? It's great. I've got no real complaints with it. I've had a few hiccups with it, but nothing like major. Every hiccup I've had with it has been like my bad on my end kind of thing for the most part. I did have a layer shift on a print, but it was, I don't know what caused it, because I think what caused it was the fact that it sat for like 18 hours before I swapped out the filament and hit resume because I ran out of filament. And so it just kind of sat there, and I think because it was so cold in my garage, everything kind of just moved a little bit while it was just sitting there for 18 hours. And now and that was it. It's like the only problem I've had with it was, I think, something I did or I contributed to. So yeah. What's this? This is a 0.25 Revo nozzle. Nice. It's a Night Owl for rollover. Yeah, it would be nice if more printers had a built-in rollover mechanism. Like, it would be really nice if printers more likely came with rollover mechanisms built in. It definitely saved my butt a couple times. A strangler on the print head? That's okay. It's just a skirt. Skirt gives it a chance to clear it off. Let me take a look. How's that first layer? Yeah, we're good. We got nothing on the tool head. Yeah, the little piece came off over there, so we're good. So this is Filament White PET G, if you're wondering what we're printing right now. Filament White PET G. There. The more I like them. Yeah, skirts are fine. There's nothing wrong with using a skirt. I'll be honest. There's nothing wrong with using a skirt for a 3D printer. Here's the thing. It is always better to spend an extra 15 minutes on insurance on a print. Skirts, brims, a little bit extra support, you know, you might not need it. Like, it is always better, in my opinion, to just insure your print by spending a little bit more time ensuring that it has a better chance to succeed. So make sure you print with a skirt, print with a brim. Don't be afraid to use brims, Mickey Mouse ears, that sort of thing. Because guess what? 15 minutes at the beginning of a print and the print finishes successfully is better than saving 15 minutes of print and having your prints fail 18 hours in. Like, it is always better to just kind of put a little insurance on it just in case. Because nothing is worse than a print not finishing. And then all of a sudden you've wasted all this time. All this time, all this material, electricity costs. It's not, don't waste it. Not good to waste it. Nano adhesive has been my insurance. Yeah. Remember, kids, I put this shit on everything. Vision Miner, nano adhesive, nano polymer adhesive. Grab some at Vision Miner today. Use code Canuck, save a little bit, and help support the channel. It's the good shit. All the jumpers. Save that. Your garbage. Okay, so yeah. What are you? You're a USB cable. Why do I have 20 USB cables? All the USB cables. You know what? You're going in the house. You're in the garbage. I'm just chucking shit stage. If it's been on my desk for a month and I haven't used it for anything, it's going in the garbage. They don't ship to Australia. Aw, that sucks. Yeah, I guess it's kind of like gloop. Certain things are just a pain to ship. Help ruins the print helping configuration mountain. Yeah. I mean, are you asking for help for mouse ears? Just put them on all the corners and make them bigger. Just put them on all the corners. It's usually the go-to. Is just, if you think you need them, put them on. Garbage, garbage. God, look at all this stuff. Okay, you know what? You're garbage. What are you? You're garbage. 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 Really annoying USB micro cable. Little Allen key. Need some magnets. Why do I have a glass? Where are you? You're I'm gonna hang on to you. Use for you somewhere. What are you? Product of Canada. Silver. Oh shit. Oh yeah, I forgot I found this. I found this when we were cleaning out like the junk drawer in our house a while ago. It is Christmas Joy 1 ounce. How much is silver at right now? This is 1 ounce of pure Canadian silver that the previous owners of our house left in a junk drawer for us. What is 1 ounce of silver worth right now? 1 ounce silver price. Canada gold. What is 1 ounce of silver? Price per gram. What is an ounce? $125. Oh shit, this is $125. Oh shit. This has been floating around my house for like years. Like it was in the junk drawer for a while, then I took it out. When I cleaned out the junk drawer, it somehow made it out here, because I think I showed you guys on stream. I'm like, look what I found. And then it's been out here like in the pile of shit for like, well, Canadian. I'm looking at the Canadian price. Where do I sell this at? Product of Canada. 1 ounce Troy silver, $9.99 plus fine. Christmas Joy, 1984. Okay, the Canadian dollar sucks right now. So if you want to help support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do, consider becoming a channel member, Patreon supporter, or if you're really cool, gifting memberships to others. And unfortunately, I have the type of job that when the economy ain't doing good, I don't do good. Because the joys of being a content creator, especially a live streamer, you kind of rely on your audience being in good positions to support the channel. Nature of the beast and all that. Pawn shop or gold buyers? I don't even know. Also, this is worth more. Got my BlackBerry. BlackBerry, hello. Supposed to get up to 150. I doubt that, because here's the thing. This is one of those things that, like, ooh, 50 pence. Oh, this is when I went to the UK. I got to 50 pence. If gold and silver are going up, that means people are not trusting the dollar. And if people aren't trusting the dollar, that's a sign that things aren't good. And if things aren't good, it ain't good. It's like one of those things that's like, once you think about it, it's like, oh no, this ain't good. Like, yeah, we got people who are stacking silver, and for them, it's like, oh, this is, yeah, you know, silver's going up. You know, like stocks, certain stocks have done like 20 times what gold has done. Yeah, gold goes up a little bit. Freaking Nvidia, like 50 times its value. So in the same period. So you would have made more going with, you know, certain stocks than just, you know, gold. But anyways. BlackBerry Bold 9980. It was my first smartphone when BlackBerry was still on top. Ow! Ah, I stabbed myself. Cleaning off my desk mat, and there's like a piece of copper wire or something and shanked me. Okay. Ooh, an M3 tap. Never have enough M3 taps. Okay. Deploying more resources. They're not really deploying resources to Greenland, because I love when I see people comment on military stuff. Now, to be fair, full disclosure, you know, I haven't been in like over a decade, and I was a reservist. I was reservist for 6 years, but I was still a reservist. They're not deploying anyone. They're sending advanced party. All they're doing is sending people to kind of look. They're sending the people that you want there on the ground, so you can call them and go, okay, if we wanted to send more people, what would we do? That's what they're doing. They're sending an advanced party group of people to kind of get the lay of the land, talk to locals, figure out, you know, what can we do? What resources do you have? What would you need if we were to, like, hey, if we wanted to send, you know, a platoon of troops to be regularly stationed here, what strain would this put on the local community? Like that kind of stuff. They're sending people there to fact find and whatnot. Because unfortunately, it seems like they're gonna have to station troops there because, anyways, let's not get into this tonight. Last Saturday's stream got a little off the rails, so we'll try and avoid that topic tonight. Okay, I need to get all the metal out of here. Mobile. Uh-oh. What's going on? What's going on? Why is my camera not... Did I lose my camera? How did I lose my... Why is my Steam Deck now? Steam Deck's not working anymore. Steam Deck. Steam Deck. I lost my Steam Deck. 1 second. Quit Steam Deck. Quit. Okay. Or Stream Deck, sorry, Stream Deck. It is annoying owning a Stream Deck and a Steam Deck and getting them mixed up. Okay. You're not talking. Why aren't you talking? There's an update. Install update. Downloading update. Okay. I hate when something downloads like it's like 229 megabytes and it downloads 227.3 megabytes and freezes. Okay, are you done? There we go. Oh, there we go. Now we're back. Now the Steam Deck's working. There we go. Hi. There we go. All I know is that we're going to be getting cheap Chinese EVs, and I am all about that shit. They're opening the market to like up to 49,000 Chinese electric vehicles per year to be imported into Canada. And I'm down for that. I'm down for some cheap Chinese EVs. That'll be fun. Because that's a segment, that's something our market doesn't have. We don't have cheap EVs in Canada. Like, if you want an electric vehicle in Canada, you're spending like 55 grand plus Canadian. And that's if you want like a base model like Ioniq 5 or something. If you want anything that's like good, you're spending like 80 grand. So, end of the domestic. It is not the end. Okay, one, hi, Canada. We don't have a domestic auto industry in Canada. We have an American auto industry. Two, they don't make these vehicles. We don't make electric vehicles at all in Canada. In fact, fun fact, up until 2025, the majority of the Tesla's Model 3s sold in Canada were made in China anyways. So instead of Chinese Teslas, now we're getting Chinese EVs or BYD EVs. So they were already importing Chinese EVs before the recent tariffs. And we only put the 100% tariffs on Chinese EVs because the Americans asked us to before they changed their tune and started getting annoying and uppity. So now it's like, well, we're not going to do what you want us to do anymore. So, plus, I'll be honest, I have no desire for any domestic vehicles our country produces. The only, like, Honda has a plant. A lot of Hondas sold in Canada are made in Canada. Ford has, like, I think they do part of the F-150 here. I know Stellantis, like here in Windsor, we have the Stellantis plant that does like the Dodge Caravan or like a minivan or something. But that's about it. It's not that big of an industry. Like, it's a big industry, don't get me wrong. But it's like, they don't make sub $35,000 EVs. So we're importing a vehicle that they don't even make here. And also, it's 3%. Like, the amount that they're allowed to import is 3% of the market share. So it's not like they're flooding the market. It's 3%, which goes up to like 5% in like 4 years. So Toyota, yeah, Toyota has a pretty market here. But what I'm saying is we don't have a domestic auto industry. We have a foreign auto industry that makes some vehicles here. It's not like, you know, it's not like it was in the 90s where, you know, in my town here, we had the big three all had plants building vehicles. Now we have like Stellantis, which is, you know, whatever the heck they're going to be called in 2 months. I don't know. They keep getting, they're doing so good. They've sold the company like 8 times in my life. Don't work in winter? They work fine in winter. They just have less range. You just have to build the EVs correctly. What is it, Norway? Is it Norway or Sweden or one of those Scandinavian countries has like an absolute ton of EVs. They work in the winter, you just have less range. You just have to build the battery packs with proper heating and cooling so that they, the batteries are fine. That's what killed all those Nissan Leafs when they first came out. The batteries didn't have proper thermal regulation. But like, I know people up north that have EVs, like modern EVs, and yeah, they have less range in the winter, but otherwise they're fine. They actually like them in the winter because they drive pretty good in the snow. Instant torque and all that, and heavy, bottom heavy with all-wheel drive. They actually like them in the snow. Yeah. It's like the same argument when I hear people like, oh, well, what do you do if you run out of, you know, you run out of energy on the road? It's like the same thing you do if you run out of gas on the road. I've never run out of gas on the road. So you would just keep track of what your charge is and make sure you have enough for the travel. So, I don't know. Look, look, look. Boom. So much room for activities. Are not highway rated. Most of the Chinese cars and motorcycles are not highway rated. John Doe. Where did you get that information from? Like, what? Shit, then what did I drive around with on the highways when I was in China last year for a week? Those Chinese EVs that drove me around on the highways for a week, I guess they don't exist. Okay, for those that don't know, I spent a week in China last year. Shanghai and Shenzhen. I was in plenty of vehicles because we use Didi's, which is basically their version of Uber to get around. So every time we went anywhere, I got to ride in a different type of Chinese EV because they all have EVs. And then I went to a few showrooms to like look at like BYDs and Cherries and whatnot in showrooms because it was like, hey, why not? They have showrooms in the mall. And they're all good. Like they are good. Like as somebody who built molds for Tesla, at least from the outside appearance of build quality, they look better than any Tesla I'd been in. Yeah, BYDs are fast as fuck. Yeah. Here, let me pull up some of my videos from China. Vault. Is it in the vault? No, where is it? What server is it on? Import. China trip, picture tag, raw footage, phone backup. Okay, so I gotta scrub this because I don't know what all this is. Because a lot of these were like personal pictures that I took while over there. View. Like it's honestly like, yes, they had pretty bad quality to begin with, but they have caught up quite a bit. Like they have caught up quite a bit in terms of like build quality and whatnot. Yeah, like this was some random BYD that was outside of my hotel. They just had it on display. And it's just chilling there. So if anyone wants to do the math, but honestly, they're like, I don't know, the same build quality as I would expect out of any modern vehicle. So like, I have no qualms about driving a Chinese EV. They're pretty solid, and cheap. Like that's the big thing. Right now in Canada, if you want an EV, you're spending like 55 grand or more. So all of a sudden we have, I think I read a thing, basically they're going to be roughly what the cost Australians pay for it, but a little bit more because I think they only pay like a 5% tariff and ours is like 6.5. And then of course shipping it across the ocean is going to cost more than shipping it down to Australia. But they're like, yeah, you'll be able to get like a decent BYD for like 29,000 Canadian, which is insane. Like insane. Because that doesn't exist here. We do not have cheap EVs at all here in Canada. Don't know which this one was. Yeah, I'm not playing any of the audio because I don't know what I was saying in these videos when I was recording them. So this is the, I don't know, but it's 800 volts, 0 to 100 in 3.3 seconds. It's the Orin X. And it starts at 261. So, 261 to USD, 260,000 won. So that's like 30. So this vehicle right here is $37,000 US. So $37,000 US starting price for I think it was this one. Like these, I don't know, they're cars. They banned them due to safety and recently banned the Tesla style flush handles. Yeah, I don't like the flush handles. As somebody who lives where your doors freeze in the winter, I don't like flush handles. I'm not a fan of it. Give me actual handles. Yeah, oh, I know, there are cheaper options. They have these cheap ones that they use for cabs. See, Steve fits in it fine. If Steve fits in it fine, then your average North American will fit in it. But they had some like really cheap ones that they were like, a lot of the cabs used I think it's a Cherry. And it's like 15,000 Canadian for the vehicle. And they just drive them into the ground. They get like a couple 100,000 kilometers out of them because they drive them all day as a Uber driver. And then they just drive them into the ground and then they just get a new one. But still 15 grand or like 15 grand for an EV that you can put a couple 100,000 kilometers on it before it's like not worth fixing anymore. That ain't bad. Are they still using lithium? I don't know. So how it works over there, from my understanding, there's a few companies that make their own batteries, but a lot of the Chinese EV companies, there's one company that basically makes the batteries and the drivetrain. I can't remember what the company's called. It's the one that Elon Musk made fun of, and now it's kicking their ass in terms of like how good the batteries are. But it's basically like if you want to start an automotive company in China, you don't need to develop the engine because there's now a company in China that makes the batteries and the motor. So what you do is you design your car and what you want in the car, and then you just go to this other company and get their motor and their battery and you shove it in and you sell a car. Cattle, that's what it is, CATL. That company's big in China. They make batteries and motors for a lot of other Chinese companies. So there's a lot of, like, it was funny when we were out on the road and I'm like, oh, what car is that? And they're like, oh, it's from this company. It doesn't exist anymore because they had a lot of companies like start up, sell vehicles for a year and then go under because they didn't make it. Because it's like, for the Canadians in the audience, it's like how, you know, how we have pot shops everywhere and then they all shut down because like the moment it was legal, everyone opened a pot shop and then market didn't demand that many pot shops and they all closed. It's kind of like that over there where like a million different auto companies started up overnight and a lot of them didn't make it, but the ones that made it are doing really good. But yeah, no, I would have no qualms. I mean, I would trust it more than my, than this logistic mouse that I found. But yeah, it's, and for those that doubt what they can do, they have legit cat girls in China. So they know what they're doing over there. Okay, they know what they're doing in China. They have cat girls. They are in the future. Also, all the scooters, all the mopeds are electric. So you see on the road, everyone just parks their moped on the road and they have plugs everywhere for them to plug in. So everyone just plugs in their moped. It charges up while they're in the office all day, and then you take your moped home. So it's actually not bad. I've said this before. Like I had a whole stream when I came back from China where I talked about my trip. So you can probably go find that. It is a lot of what you hear on the news. Yeah, I'm sure some of it is true. But from me just being a dude on the ground in China, you know, full disclosure, Big Tree Tech flew me out last year to like participate in TCT Asia and a bunch of other stuff and do a factory tour of their factory. If you're just a dude, honestly, like if you're just an average person, you're not like some government employee or you don't work for like Lockheed Martin or something. If you get the chance, go to China. It's legit pretty chill. Like it is legit pretty chill. Like it is, there is a lot of good food. You will lose weight because their food doesn't include a lot of sugar and it's not like bready. So I lost like weight when I traveled and I ate a lot. It was good food too. But it was chill. Like I wandered around on my own a couple times for a couple hours. It's fine. Like you always hear like all the horror stories and whatnot. It's not like that at all. It's not, especially if you're just a random dude. I could see if you were like a government employee or you worked for like Lockheed Martin or something, or you ran a YouTube channel that just kind of shit on China all day. Okay. But if you're just like a normal dude, it's actually pretty chill. Good food and a lot. If you love tourist stuff, if you like me and you love just wandering around and seeing what's out there, you would love it. Found it. I was wondering where I put that. Cattle is developing sodium batteries that exceeded could drop a price by 90%. Damn. Oh yeah, the rendered. Honestly, like the weather was great when we were there. Shenzhen was surprisingly warm in March, but then again, it's tropical. But I really liked my trip. I'll be honest. I really liked my trip to China. I wish I could go back. My visa is good for 10 years. And for the Canadians in the audience, apparently we're going to be getting no visa requirement to go to China in the future. As part of the recent trade agreement that our government just did with China, part of that is visa-free access to China. That'd be pretty cool. So, China called, ladies want him back. They called him the Silver Fox. Let me find the picture here. Let me find the picture here. Open file location. We did a tour. We did a tour of like an old village outside of Shenzhen or Shanghai, and there was a bunch of grannies in like a tour group, and they wanted a picture of us. They loved Steve. They loved Steve. Also, this little village we went through, freaking beautiful. Like it was your like stereotypical like small like it's very touristy, and I'm pretty sure it is set up as a tourist trap because everyone has like a store on their front main level. But it was pretty damn chill. Like it was like straight up, you know, when you picture China, it's kind of like that. What is this? Oh, this is rubber. And they called him whatever the Chinese word for silver fox is. It's got a Tesla Model Y for the robotic self-driving. The latest software is amazing. I don't trust it. I personally have a bias against Tesla now. This is going to sound really bad. I don't like Teslas because of the people who drive Teslas. No offense. I have to pick my kid up at school, and there's a couple parents that drive Teslas that pick their kid up at school, and I do not trust them around anyone in a vehicle. I I think Teslas have kind of taken over from BMWs as being that car on the road. And I think this is my tinfoil hat conspiracy. Let me put my hat on. Let me put my hat on so you guys know I'm being tinfoily about it. I fully acknowledge it. People who aren't good drivers buy Teslas because Teslas drive themselves. So now you're taking people that don't drive good or don't trust their driving and putting them in a vehicle that can drive itself, that can't really drive itself as good as some people think it does. So I've seen some really close calls, and they've all involved Teslas in like picking up my kid from school. So, because it used to be BMW drivers because they couldn't find the turn signal. But now you have Teslas that just do whatever. Because it's like, oh, the car's doing it. It must be the right thing to do because I don't know how to drive. That's why I bought a Tesla. And I'm like, oh, this is bad. So that's my tinfoil hat Tesla thing. People don't buy. I will argue against that. I will argue against that. Because from what I've seen from the people picking up their kids at my school, the majority of the very close calls I've seen are people driving Teslas. And yeah. Self-driving is better than the crazy drivers. Here's the thing, they don't have to be better than a person. It just needs to be, or correction, it doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be better than a person. The problem is you still kind of need a competent driver behind the wheel to correct for it when it doesn't do it right. It's like I seen a video recently where somebody put out their video on like Twitter or whatever, they shared. It's like, look, the Tesla saved my life because the car was coming up behind a bunch of stopped cars and it swerved around them instead of driving into the back of them. And he's like, look, the Tesla saved my life by avoiding the accident. And everyone in the comments is like, you could have just slowed down and stopped. Why didn't you just stop? Like, you're driving down a highway, there's a bunch of cars stopped in the road ahead. You can see them from like 30 seconds out, and at the last minute, the car swerves around them instead of just like, oh, I should probably hit the brake. Like, when a driver's, yeah, like, don't get me wrong. Eventually, I think we will get to the point of like, what movie is it? What movie is it? Minority Report. The self-driving vehicles in Minority Report. Eventually, we will get to that point. But I don't think, like, the infrastructure is not there for it. I don't think the infrastructure is there for it. I don't know why this is out here. But apparently I have GoldenEye on N64 out here. I want the Futurama tubes. So what do we got here? We have a Big Tree Tech HDMI 7. And then I have this screen off the Magneto X. I got to use these for something. Don't know what, but I will use them for something. Garbage. Self-driving is similar to that. Yeah. Cars with assistant tech, auto steer, lane departure, cause people to run, tech and stop driving as they should. Yep. So Les, I'm a firm believer of that. Like, don't get me wrong, I use some of the self-driving stuff on my vehicle, but I use the, like, if I'm doing a long drive, I'll put on the autopilot so it'll stay in its lane, or whatever, what do they call it? Adaptive cruise. So my car will stay in its lane and it'll keep a constant speed and automatically speed up and slow down if there's a car in front of me. That's all I want. I just want it to take out the micro adjustments. Like, when you're driving a long distance and you're constantly like adjusting the throttle and you're constantly staying in your lane, after like 8 hours of that, you get tired. So when I do a long drive, I just turn that on and I still pay attention to the road. I'm still driving. It just, you know, I don't have to constantly like throttle brake, especially if there's traffic. I don't have to like constantly be adjusting the steering wheel. It just kind of, it takes the busy work out of driving, but I am still in control of the vehicle and I like it that way. I don't want to give up full control of the vehicle. And I don't want to be in a position where I believe the vehicle has control, so I don't pay attention. Like, I think there's a fine line between babysitting your vehicle and fully trusting your vehicle. And it'll be a long time before I fully trust my vehicle. FSD is highway only. Oh, well then that's a waste because I don't really drive a lot on the... I mean, where I live, there's one highway in my town. Like, I'm sure they will get full self-driving. I don't think Tesla will do it. I think some other company will get ahead of them because I don't trust cameras. I don't want my car to have the same functions as a human. I want my car to be super powered with freaking LiDAR and shit. I don't want to be trusting just the eyes on my car. I want my car to be able to see through everything with LiDAR and shit and like radar and all these other cool tech things. I want my car to be better than me. I have standard cruise control. Like, it is funny. My car that I have now is the first car I have with backup camera. And I'm like, how did I not have backup camera? How did I get by without backup camera for so long? Yeah, because every other company hasn't, well, to be fair, isn't Tesla getting sued in court in a bunch of places because FSD isn't really FSD? It's like level 2. They just kind of claim it's higher or something. I know they're getting sued because here in Canada, I don't think they're allowed to do FSD. Tesla, in my opinion, lacks the financial resources. If they lack the financial resources, how are they worth more than every other auto company combined on the stock market? Makes you wonder. Like, I don't think I've ever been in a Tesla with full self-driving. I'll be honest. I haven't, because nobody I know owns one. They're meme stock. I know they are. Oh, by the way, I hope you're ready for the stock market to crash on Monday. Because the US is tariffing the Europeans again. And they want to pull out of trade agreements because the tariffs. What the hell? How much? Oh my god, I have a bunch of GT2 belt. Sweet. Cash on AI and stupid bipedal. Oh, that robot isn't worth anything. Watch any video of the Boston Dynamics robots if you want to be actually impressed by a robot. Stock market's closed Monday? What's Monday? Is there something going on Monday? What's Monday? What is the 19th? Do Teslas even have pedals? MLK Day? Oh, that's right. MLK Day. I'm Canadian. We don't have MLK Day. We have Family Day in February. We have Family Day. Hardware 3. Yeah, that's the other thing too. Apparently, like, they've promised people that, you'll be able to use this on your current hardware, and then it turns out you can't. And I think that peeved off a bunch of people too. Boston has been super impressive for so long. Oh yeah, because they're actually developing tech that is actually like good. Instead of like, you see those, what are those Unitree robots? And they do like, oh, this one could do a flip. Yeah, but it's a canned animation. It has a little adaptability, but for the most part, it's a canned animation. Whereas the Boston Dynamics robots are actually like in full control of everything, and they know, like, they can adapt to everything. Like, here, let me find the video of the flip. It's pretty cool. Boston Dynamics flip versus, I think it's Unitree. Videos. Yeah, this one. So they're not doing the same flip. Oh my god, what is this? I hate Instagram for videos. I'm sorry, I hate Instagram for videos. Instagram is horrible. Find me Instagram, TikTok. Yeah, like, this robot is like twice the size of the Unitree robot and like 4 times as heavy for one. But like, look how it fixes itself. That is the more impressive thing. Not that it does a 2-foot landed flip, but that it saves itself. That is the impressive thing. Not that it can do a flip, that it can save itself from falling over. Because if you look at the Unitree one, oh yeah, that's cool, but this robot is also like 3 feet tall, and it does a 3-point landing. So it's a pre-programmed animation. It's not an actual adaptive animation. It knocks its hand off. It knocks the little rubber bumper off its hand that's there just so it doesn't hurt anything. Was it not a mistake to recover program? Well, it's an adaptive. So once it starts failing, it has to, okay, how do I fix myself? And it follows a workflow. Versus like, do the animation, and if it fails the animation, it just falls apart. Versus, I did my flip, oh shit, something went wrong, correct, okay, we're stable again. Versus, do the animation, fail, fall over. Because you've seen plenty of videos where people push those Unitree robots, and they just fall over. Because they pushed it too hard or something, and it can't really catch itself. Did it fail? It didn't fail, it did a flip. But the difference is how the ability of it to correct when something goes off nominal. That's the big difference with the Boston Dynamics robots. They're constantly adapting versus like just run animation and this is your PIDs for the motors kind of thing. I've watched a bunch of videos where like influencers play around with the Unitree one, and it's like you could tell the people that are from the company there are like telling them to do things, and if like every now and then you see one where they like push the robot too hard and it just goes and falls over. And then they'll catch up. Yeah, and then we'll be 2 more years ahead. They'll catch up quick. Don't get me wrong. When they put their mind to it, they can catch up quick. But it would be cooler if they were advancing instead of just catching up constantly. They're always catching up, right? It's like 3D printers, right? There's a lot of really good printers coming out of China right now. But in terms of the actual 3D printing tech coming out of China, it's just refinements of existing tech. The AMS, in my opinion, the actual AMS is the most like... Out of all the things Bamboo has done for 3D printing, other than just being able to mass produce a printer cheaply and efficiently and sell it at a good price and it just works, which any company could do if they throw the money at it. The only thing that they've truly brought into the market that is like game changing in terms of hardware or tech is the AMS. That's like the one thing I give them. The Vortec is kind of and every other printer is just an enclosed Core XY. Which Vorons have been doing for, not even Vorons. Enclosed Core XY has been around for 15 years. So. Throw that away. Throw that away. Got my gloop. Got my Gugon. Am I gonna do anything with this? Oh, this is the original tool head I had on the Venture XL. I will keep it. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I will keep it. And the AMS is the ability to rewind the filament. Yeah, the fact that it has a built-in internal buffer is like a huge thing. Like that was game-changing because nobody else was doing that. So I give them all the credit in the world for bringing that to the market. But in terms of the printers, let's be honest. What does a Bamboo X1C, just the printer itself, what does a Bamboo X1C do that a Voron, a Voron Trident 250 doesn't do? Nothing. It's just a really nice package that comes out of the box ready to go. You don't have to build it. The ecosystem is more walled garden and it's more newbie friendly. But in terms of functionality, What does a Bamboo X1C do that a Voron Trident doesn't do? Like that's, you know, for the consumer market, it's great, right? The consumer market's loving it. But in terms of like, you know, bottles to bottles or whatever it's called, the useless LiDAR. Yeah, the LiDAR that is such a groundbreaking feature, they haven't put it on any printer since. They haven't bothered to put the LiDAR in any printer since. Tool changer? Tool changers have been around for a while. Tool changer has been around a while. I do give Snapmaker credit. I believe they are the first ones to bring a relatively inexpensive tool changer to the market. They've been around for a while, but they've been pricey. I think Snapmaker is the first ones to bring actual like budget tool changers to the market. And I think it's eating Bamboo's pants, because Bamboo bet all in on the single nozzle AMS driven multicolor, multi-material systems. And the fact that they had to go $3,000 to get a Vortec system on an H2C to do what a machine a third the price of it does, kind of shows you, I think they kind of invested in the wrong race for that, in that terms of tech. So it really feels like Bamboo kind of put all their eggs in the wrong basket. They put their eggs in a good basket to start, but they refuse to put their eggs in any other basket. And it's kind of catching up on them now, unfortunately, I think. I mean, personally, I don't care, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Reamer? You're a reamer? What side are you? You're 4 mil? Or you're 3 mil? You're a screwdriver. I don't know where all my reamers went. I will find them later. Index is the most innovative tool head. I cannot wait for Index to get to the market. I have spoken with Bontech. I will be getting one, a kit, so we can build it into a printer. I can't say more than that. It is in the works. We will be getting one. We will be building one. We will be having fun with it. Beyond that, I can't really say anything in terms of timeline or any specific details, because it is what it is. Good old NDAs. The Glomar Explorer is my favorite boat. It's not good that it is, yep. Be telling if anyone tries to copying the Vortex style changer or if they go with index swapping. Here's the thing. If you're a company, like say Prusa, and you want a tool changer, you could just license the index. You don't have to go through all the money and resources developing a proprietary system when you can just license the index. Because the index has a bunch of patents that make it as good as it is. Because, you know, the whole inductive heating, I don't know for sure what Bontech has patented, but they do have patents on the index system, I believe. Pretty sure. Remember them saying they do. If I'm wrong, somebody correct me, but I'm pretty damn sure they have patents on it. So the only really way to do an index style system is to do the index system. And they're willing to license it. They license it to Prusa, obviously. So, yeah. Working around patents. Oh, I know. I think that's part of the reason the, like, for example, the Vortex system, it still has chips on the tool head because they claim, oh, this way, you know, the nozzle remembers what the last thing it printed is. And I'm like, that adds a lot of cost and complexity to your tool head just to remember what the last plastic it fed is, instead of just doing a purge at the start of the print and just rolling with what it's got loaded in it now. Okay. But I think part of the reason they have to chip the tool heads, one, it makes it so you can't do proprietary third-party ones that are cheaper than the, or it prevents, you know, cheaper third-party ones from existing, because now you can only buy OEMs because they're the only ones supported, so you lock down your ecosystem more. But two, I think it gets around the patent for the inductive heater or the inductive temperature reading, because I think the bamboo hot ends for the Vortex still have a thermistor in the nozzle itself, or in the hot end itself, whereas the index ones are completely inert. They're just metal and plastic and silicone or whatever. They don't have anything active in the tool head. Thinner, some more tool heads. Yep, you can fit more tool heads. You don't need to do a complicated undocking system with, you know, gears and motors and servos so that you can raise and lower it. Like that's just adding cost and complexity and something that can go wrong. How's the print coming? I'm actually just gonna walk over here, take a looky-loo. Oh, it's going good. It's going good. We got a little bit of boogers building up, but whatever. It's all getting post-processed anyways. What the heck is this? Logitech. What is this? What the heck is this? You're a USB micro. Okay. What the hell is all? Okay. Okay, whatever. Snapmaker U2. I got a feeling they'll make a bigger one. I don't know. I haven't talked to Snapmaker at all. I have no insider knowledge at all with Snapmaker. I got a feeling if the U1 does good, which I'm assuming it is doing good, I foresee a Snapmaker U2 that's bigger and probably better enclosed. Because I think that's the biggest problem with the U1 is the lack of proper enclosure. The fact that it doesn't come proper enclosed, and I think people still can't even buy the top hat. I think the top hat is still like out of stock, if I'm not mistaken. So it is definitely a first generation product. It's a pretty decent first generation product from what I've heard, but it still is a first generation product. So it's delayed till summer, fall. They're having problems with the mold. That's exactly what it is. They are having problems with the mold. That's probably what's going on. They're probably having problems with the mold because that's a big clear mold, which can be a bit of a problem to make sure it's properly built. They redesigned it. Yeah, if they redesigned it, then they have to rebuild the mold, which can take time and money, and then you got to get production going. Yeah. There's a Chinese index that was shown. FlashForge had a patent note too. That'll be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Like, I'll be honest, right now is the best time to get into 3D printing if you're a consumer. Yep. And if we can, by the way, if the dates line up and the times line up, I am going to try streaming on Twitch the SLS launch, the Artemis 2 launch to the moon. So if it's in a time slot where I'm available, I will stream that on Twitch, kind of like we did for the last Starship launch, because that was pretty fun, I will say. So, space. Fit index to the Delta Flyer. I don't think that'll work. As fun as it would be, I don't think that would work. It would be pretty fun though. What are these? M36 flathead tap spool. Nice. You're garbage. What's in this box? What's in the box? Big Tree Tech, EVB SB2000 can board. Save you. And everything else here is garbage. Did I get my 3mm washer? No, I keep forgetting to order them, damn it. Well, actually, no, I don't keep forgetting to order them. They're in my Amazon cart, but I haven't needed to order anything else from Amazon, so I haven't ordered them yet. I'm not going to put in an Amazon order. You know, it's free shipping, I know. But I'm not going to make a guy do a delivery to my house for literally like an envelope of washers. I think I'll get a twitch band for my caulking gun. But what if I need to apply caulk? Put that over there. Actually, shit. Okay, good. It's good. I accidentally blew up a tube of caulking in it last time I used it. Probably should have checked that before holding it. What are you? You're garbage. M5 washers. What did I use it for? Oh, I know. I remember what I used it last for. The Gundam. The base of the Gundam. I wanted to put a bunch of weight in it so that it wouldn't, it would be heavy so the Gundam wouldn't move around. So the base is this giant thing of plastic. What I did was I filled it with lead. And then I just took like liquid nails and I just splooged a bunch of liquid nails and mixed it up, and I just let it harden into like a chunk of lead and liquid nails. So that base is heavy now. If you aren't using the free shipping. Oh, I use the free shipping. I use the free shipping, and also I do watch Amazon Prime. So I do watch Prime. Got to be watching Fallout. How else am I going to watch Fallout? I don't know what this is, so I'm going to save it. Got to watch Fallout. What are you? Oh, your parts for the thing. Oh my god, my desk is almost clean. Heck yeah. Are these more parts? I gotta take, yep, I gotta take heat steps out of that. You're garbage. You're garbage. I still have the resin printed stealth burner front face from the beta stealth burner days. You can tell it's a beta because of the shape. But this is resin. And I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. Still have it. You know what? I'll put it on the shelf. Put it up on the storage shelf. There we go. Finished like a min-watch. Dude, it is so good. They did such a good job. Why do you think I'm so hyped to try and finish my power armor? Also, just in case you need it, we got the Tico manual. The Kickstarter exclusive backer benefits with the thank you note. We appreciate your support in backing Tico. And then we got the safety and compliance manual. Can't lose those. Let me put them with the Tico. Can't lose those. They're important. And by the way, there's the Tico. That's a cable. Prusa hat. Okay, almost done. What are you? You are a mangled, messed up cable. You're going to the garbage. You're staying with me. You got heat sets I gotta pull out. What is this? That's going inside. Remember that faceplate? Yeah, I remember. I remember. We're almost done here. Almost done here. And then we can do some heat set removal, which will be fun. Yeah, I got more space on the desk to fill up with stuff. That's exactly why I'm doing this. What are we printing? We are printing right now the back plate for some power armor. So this is the last piece I need to print for my T45 power armor. I have the lower body assembled. I just got to film a video on it. But I got the whole lower half of the power armor done. Show you the video. So I got the whole lower body done. So I just have to do the upper body now. So the helmet's done. The boots are done. I got to weather these parts still. So actually I do have to weather these before I can do that. And then I got to put the upper body together and do a lot of post-processing on that, unfortunately. But I need a paint booth for that and a sanding booth. So, because it is winter, and doing that shit outdoors in the winter, I ain't doing it outdoors in the winter. So, ooh. You know what? I also have a beacon on this. I'll put a beacon sticker. The beacons are lit. So I got my tube sticker down there. Put the beacon above it. I gotta find a Big Tree Tech sticker. I think I have a Big Tree Tech sticker somewhere. I gotta look. Also, I got to do a video on that printer too about all the stuff I changed on it because it was so effed up when I got it. All this is just going right in the garbage. Tap or Eddie? Tap, I'm honestly fine with tap. Tap is good for, I like tap for printers that are relative, like a 250 V2, a 250 Trident, tap is great in my opinion. The machines are small enough that it's not like, you know, you have to scan a bed, a really big bed or anything. And personally, I'm just a fan of nozzle probing. I just like using the nozzle to probe the bed. I think it's more consistent. I like it. It's what I like. So. Okay, so go here. These extra Allen keys in this guy. Like the PZ probe. Honestly, at the end of the day, if it works for you, it works for you. Like, it's not like, you know, oh, you use the probe that nobody likes. Why are you using that probe? That's not the good probe. You have to use this probe. No, dog. If you like it and it works for you, then it works for you. Just use it. It's not like somebody's going to come into your house and be like, oh, you're using this probe. You shouldn't be using this probe. We're going to have to confiscate your 3D printer now. Ow. Although, Lord help you if you're using a... I can't remember what that probe's called. BL Touch. Lord help you if you're using a BL Touch. If you are using a BL Touch in 2026, I can't save you. I can't help you. What is this? Delta Flyer kit paperwork. Don't need that. What are you? Oh my God. Zip ties. You know what? You are my zip tie container now. Try not to drop them all on the ground. I'm dropping them all on the ground. What is this? I think this is, oh, this is from the Magneto. I think this is just insulation. Save it for something. And I think that's about it. I don't really have much else back here. Oh, there's where I put it. That's where I put my wood fill. I'm gonna need that in a second. BL Touch kit. I bought one BL Touch. I bought it in 2018 to go on my V1.5, and it worked for 2 months before it fried itself. And it didn't work that good during that time anyways. So I'm kind of turned off BL Touches, unfortunately. They are too susceptible to temperature and electrical interference, from my understanding. From everything I've heard and seen, they are finicky. An extruder. You can use an extruder in a Voron, although, as far as I'm aware with Clipper, the problem is Clipper can't read the probe that that it uses, like the flex sensor or whatever it's called that they use for nozzle probing. It can read it only as like an on or off. It can't read values because the Prusa firmware is a real-time firmware, so it can read it instantly. Whereas Clipper, because it does the batch communication type thing, going from the Linux SoC to the MCU and back, it can't read it like constantly. So, as far as I'm aware, you can use the sensor, but it's like an on or off sensor. You can't use it as like a strain gauge. Like it only works on or off. It can't actually measure any value. At least that's what I remember somebody telling me. I've never actually tried it, because I don't have a spare extruder to, or a spare extruder sensor to hook up to a board. You need an add-on board. Yeah, I think somebody tried it. I do remember seeing somebody trying it, but I don't know what happened. Okay, I don't know where I put it. I had a, oh, there it is, good. So now we're gonna get these heat sets out. And then after that, we are going to work on some power armor. Don't forget, we are going to be doing a giveaway at the end of stream. If you haven't entered for your chance to win some Polymaker filament, you have until the end of stream to do that. While you're down there, don't forget to like the smash button, ring the bell, subscribe if you're not subscribed. And if you want to help support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do, consider becoming a channel member, Patreon supporter, or if you're really cool, gifting memberships to others. Because that way you can hang out when we do members only stuff. You get access to special channels on the Discord, early videos and all that. And happy fun time adventures. Okay, so I gotta wait for the soldering iron to heat up. Does not sell the whole extruder. Yeah, you have to get the parts. I have seen somebody did a mount. There is, I do believe there is a mount to put an extruder on a Voron, but I don't know all the details, because I do believe I remember seeing like a printables. Somebody linked me the printable file for it or something. Yeah. Chris Riley did an extruder. Okay. And they're hot and that can do nozzle probing. Yeah, the PZ probe from E3D. I have it in a printer. It works nice. I like it. Okay, so let's get these out. Oh, Jesus. Remember somebody saying like, oh, there's a tool you can use for this. And I'm like, you need a tool for this? You just, like, the tool I think only works if you need to save your plastic part. But if you're just like ripping out heat sets, you just pull them out. And then I'm going to show you a little trick when we're done. Show you a little trick to do when you're done with this. So you pull them all out. Oop. Although I am bending the shit out of that. 1 second here. Let me fix this. Let me fix this. Where are my tweezers? There we go. I keep pulling these out. Okay, there's one part. Departed. Has he quit YouTube? No, I don't think he's quit YouTube. I think he just went back to, you know, doing it as a hobby instead of full-time. He has a full-time job. I do know that. Last I talked to him. So, I mean, I'll be honest, I'm kind of contemplating going back to the workforce soon. Because the YouTube gig has kind of seen the writing on the wall. Oh, okay, I broke that right off. Never mind. That ain't gonna work anymore. I'm gonna have to go to another tip. Last time I did this, I used a metal tip. Don't do this with a brass tip. It will not last. Shoot. I don't think I have a metal tip. They're downstairs. Don't think I have any metal tips out here. Yeah. Okay, yeah, don't do this with the brass tip. You'll break it. Okay, well, that's broken. But anyways, I'm going to show you a trick. What you do is if you take them out this way, where you end up, you know, they come out, but they're all kind of like dirty. Once they're cool, which they're small, they don't weigh a lot, put them in a little cup. Okay. So put them in a little cup. And if they're ABS, you pull them out of ABS parts, which if they're Voron parts, they probably are. Put a little acetone in there, swish it around a bit, melt away the plastic, and then they're clean and they're good to go. And then you put them back in your little container. But grab out an LDO kit. That was out of an LDO kit and I broke it. So I'm gonna have to, I think I have metal ones somewhere. I just gotta find where. Like I have metal ones somewhere. I just gotta find where. They're somewhere downstairs. Don't use a plastic. Yeah, don't use a plastic cup. That's why I use a glass cup. Okay, let's work on the power armor for a bit. Let's work on some power armor. How's this coming along? Oh, it is coming along just fine. Okay, so here's the chest piece. There we go. So I just hit it really quickly with some spray paint so you guys can kind of see it a little bit better. Look. Patrol in the wasteland almost makes you wish for a nuclear winter. Ha ha ha. Okay. Yeah, I know it's not whatchamacallit, the right armor, but whatever. Okay. And I know it's patrolling the Mojave, not the wasteland. Dude, if you've seen Fallout Season 2, minor spoiler, but like, was it episode 2 or whatever? The intro where Buddy's like patrolling the Mojave almost makes you wish for a nuclear winter. That like, that was like, at first you're like, haha, he said the thing. And then like 2 minutes later, you're like, oh. Okay, so we're gonna put a little Bondo on this and get it cleaned up. And fill in some of the divots and whatnot. Layer lines for first actual prime layer. Probably put some gloves on for this. Okay. Then you can use the slurry. Well, if you're pulling out that much extra plastic with your heat sets, you're probably doing it wrong, but doing tool changer is changing opinion about turning 2.4. Gergman, for the good or the bad, has it improved your opinion or deteriorated your opinion? Just don't have the confidence. Yeah, it's because they're complicated. Tool changers are complicated. There is a reason not many companies sell tool changers. They are complicated. They are not anywhere near as like turnkey plug and play as you would kind of hope sometimes. By the way, bastard files are great. I love bastard files. So here, I'll move me over here so you guys can see more of me. I mean, let's be honest, watching a printer print printingly is pretty cool. And what is more cool than watching me sand and put Bondo on stuff? But you can tell, you can see the little line here. I screwed up. See how this is, well, it's spray painted, but this is yellow, this is blue. In between, there is exactly one layer of PLA because I had the spool of blue PLA that I was gonna load in here, which is actually right here, right there in the dry box, because I'm gonna use it on the one right now. And I forgot I grabbed it and put it in the dry box to dry. And right next to it with another spool of blue, but it was blue PLA. So when this ran out, I grabbed the blue roll and I put it on and I hit print. I walked over to this side of the garage, saw that, went, oh shit, went immediately back, paused it, unloaded it, put another spool of PETG, it was like yellow or whatever, and then hit resume. So unfortunately, this isn't exactly bonded to this. So on the back, I have it all glooped together with extra adhesive, and like, I printed out some strips of PETG, like 3 layers thick. So this is just PETG, and I just glooped the hell out of it and just like pasted it on the inside. So, it is held together, but I am gonna have to fill the crack. What I might actually do is like take my Dremel and with a ball burr and just cut a trench and then fill it with like more adhesive or something. Because that's what I did on the sides. On the sides here, I cut a trench, right? And I put a whole piece of filament in there, and then I glooped it in there so it would all melt. So it's I did that on both sides, so it's, you can see there. so that it's permanently, and then on the inside it's all glued. And yeah, shit sucks. That was a dumb mistake, but it is what it is. But on the bright side, I didn't waste all the print. So, yay. And for the person that said it needs Yao Guai, it's not mutated bear, it's a Yao Guai. This is T45, not T60. I'm not making Maximus's armor. I'm making my armor, which is T45, because T45 looks cool. And thankfully, the show has actually kind of graced us with some help here, because these are the actual set pictures of the T45 power armor from the show. So I have actual proper references now. So unfortunately mine, the dimensions are all off, so I'm having to fiddle with it, but it is what it is. It is what it is. It do be how it do be, though. Scooby-Doo-Doo. Look, they have Lego. Well, they're just the they're these bumps right here. This bump, and then the handle, which I have to reprint. I also have to print the little this and this still. Actually, I'm just realizing I need to print this and I need to print this, the handles. But yeah, lucky it didn't fall. I'm actually surprised this held together as good as it did, because it wasn't a full layer of PETG, and also the infill I use is adaptive cubic. So there was a little bit of it that like didn't stick. So when I put the next layer down, it kind of, there was enough to hold it together. It wasn't structural. Like I'm sure if I grab this and pull it apart, it would have come apart. But it held together enough to finish the print. You mean a full layer? It was almost a full layer. It was like 80% of a full layer. Some of the supports failed. Some of the supports did fail. Because the supports were only like one layer thick. So those kind of failed. Luckily, not all of them did. Only some. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so now I will put on everyone's favorite thing, Bondo Spot and Glaze Putty. And then I also have, I use this on, for the thicker stuff that I know I gotta build up, this is wood fill. So I use wood fill on like stuff where you really gotta build it up, and then spot and glaze for like the final coat. Oh, this is, oh no, it's separated. It's all gloopy. Ah! It's like when you open a bottle of ketchup and you don't shake it, and then you get like the ketchup, whatever people call it, the ketchup juice. Actually, this might be empty. I might have used it all up. I might have to grab some more of this. Yeah, this might be empty. Shit. Yeah. Gloop it all on. Gloop, gloop, gloop. Put it on thick and then sand it down. I just need to get my paint booth set up so I can like actually, or paint and sanding booth set up so I can actually paint and sand in here in the winter. Because it is too cold and too wet outside to do anything outside, unfortunately. So, that was a big printer. Well, it's printing right now, but it's taking it a bit to get there. Actually, do you want me to do a video tomorrow where I just sit down next to the printer and go through everything I've had to do on it to get it actually functional? I might just do that. I might just get the printer, just sit down next to it with my Pocket Osmo and just move it around and show you everything I've done to the Venture XL to get it going. So, you know what? I'll do that tomorrow. I'll film that tomorrow. Actually, I might not be able, oh, it's printing, so I might have to wait till it finishes printing, but I'll do what I can while it's printing, and then if I gotta film more, I'll do it. So, hey, if you're a channel member or Patreon supporter, you'll get the video early. Everyone else, you're gonna have to wait till like Wednesday. By the way, you know how I say whenever you're working on a project, you should have some lore for it? I think I figured out the lore for my power armor. Because I'm a big fan of, if you're working on something, you should have like some sort of internal lore. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, but just enough that when you're working on the armor, you have like, hey, this is painted on, or it has this emblem on it because of these reasons. And if you know Fallout lore in Canada, what happens to Canada in the Fallout universe, it's related to that. So it should be pretty interesting. Is everyone I'm hungry. Dude, this stupid... I think I'm down 5 pounds so far, but I think that's like... I haven't weighed myself in a week. And so I only have my, like, New Year's to... Or not New Year's, because you don't weigh yourself. If you're ever trying to lose weight, don't weigh yourself until you're a little bit into the diet. Because if you weigh yourself the day you start the diet and then like a weekend, you'll lose a bunch of weight because of like water weight and whatnot and the bloat. But then you plateau pretty quickly and then it's incremental. So you get disheartened. So don't weigh yourself. So I think I'm down about 5 pounds from my like unbloated weight. So, but the downside is I'm flipping hungry. Yeah, don't weigh. Yeah. So I'll weigh myself. I think it's Sunday that I do my weight. So tomorrow morning. The problem is, like, I'm better on my diet on the week, during the week. And then on the weekend, I usually, like, have a cheat day, essentially. Which is usually whenever day we go to the mall and I get myself KFC or something. Lost close to 40. I've lost a lot of weight before. I went down in in 2019, the year after my son was born in 2018. And during that year that he was born, I put on a bunch of weight. I went from about 185 to about 210 because we weren't eating at home. We were eating out a lot. We just were not taking care of ourselves because we had a newborn and it was what it was. So I got up to 210. And then I came back from Christmas holiday, 2019, first day back from work. I weighed myself on the freight scale at work and it said 210. And I'm like, nope, we ain't doing this. Because the previous last time I weighed myself, I was in like the 190s. So it'd been a couple of weeks, months or whatever since I last weighed myself. But I'm like, okay, I'm solid. I'm in the 210. I'm in the 200s. Nope, I ain't doing this. And then I think it was by the end of May, I was down to like 178, 175. And I held that for a bit. And then COVID. And then since then, I've been 185 to 195. Like just kind of fluctuating between that. And it's like, I kind of want to get back in the 17 somethings. So that's where I'm at right now. So, it is what it is. Every day just from eating and drinking. Oh, I know. If you're going to weigh yourself, always weigh yourself in the morning. Wake up, go to the washroom, weigh yourself. Go. Do you recommend Orbiter 2 or 2.5 for 4 and upgrade from CW2? I am running an Orbiter V2.5 on the Venture XL there, and it's pretty good. I do believe the Bondtech LGX Lite Pro is like the current like best extruder, but the Orbiter V2.5 is up there. It's a really solid extruder. I like it. And I think it has a little bit more compatibility with some stuff. So I like the 2.5. Is it an upgrade for the Clockwork 2? Yeah. The Clockwork 2 is a fine extruder, but I do find because you have to build it yourself, there's more variables at play. If you build it right out of good, if you print all the parts right and then build it correctly and everything's good and hunky-dory, it's a great extruder. But there's more variables that can cause it to not be a good extruder. Whereas, you know, off-the-shelf extruders are just off-the-shelf extruders, and for the most part, they all just work. So you have that advantage. That printer would much be happier at higher speeds. Because I'm printing with PETG, I have my flow rate limited to 40 millimeters cubed a second, which is roughly what it's printing. I think it's doing outer walls right now. But it's printing, it's got a 0.6 nozzle, and it's printing at 0.3 layer height. So it is actually flow capped. It is flow capped. Right now it's doing like infill, so it's not really hitting it because it's not that big, but it will do 40 millimeters cubed. It's because of how thick the nozzle is and the layer height. It is extruding, you know, a decent amount of flow. It is doing some numbers. Do you know if Fabrico or other providers anodize customization on the frame? There is DLL. Is it DLL PDF? I can't remember what they're called. They have like an acronym. They do some really Gucci custom frames. I don't know if they sell, like how it works on acquiring with a kit. If you have to like buy the kit and then send them the extrusions and then go from there or what. But there are companies out there that do custom frames. But I don't know of any companies that sell kits with custom frames. So you might have to do a little looking around. I don't know off the top of my head, unfortunately. Just trying to fill in all the areas where it's like, yeah, it's got like pretty bad stair stepping or something, with just a nice little coat of Bondo before I go into actually like priming and sanding with the orbiter. Don't be afraid to use power tools, kitty. If you got the tools to make your job easier, use the tools to make your job easier. There is no glory in bragging about how much work you had to do to make something look good. If you can cheat and it'll look good, cheat and make it look good. Running at 100 millimeters. No, we're doing 40 millimeters cubed a second of flow. Like we are flow capped to 40 millimeters cubed. Yeah, and by the way, for the speeds, we're doing 500 millimeters travels. Like I think because it's a thin thing, we're not being able to ramp it because it's all walls. The whole print is walls essentially. So. This is gonna be a bitch because I effed up and the support failed, so I have to like fill this with something and make it work or something, I don't know. Do a little bit of extra goopy. Why lie about? I don't know, I don't know. It's some people like to go, oh, I had to do so much work. It's like people when you work in like when I worked in the mold shop, people would be like, oh, you're going home part-timer? I'm like, bro, I've been here for 8 hours. Oh yeah, well I've been here since, you know, I'm working a 12-hour day. And it's like, I'm going home to spend time with my wife and kid and make dinner. You have fun living at work and selling your soul to the company. Have fun. I'm not saying I agree with Johnny when I play Cyberpunk, but the dude makes a lot of good points. Like people in chat that are like, you know, trying to e-peen by how many millimeters cubed their printer can do. We are printing 1.6 kilograms of filament in 3 separate parts over 1 day. And the part's coming out pretty good. I could print faster and increase the risk of the part failing or decreasing the quality of the print, requiring more handwork. Or I can just let it print at the settings it has right now and move on with my life and not worry about it. Flow rate is limited by acceleration. Well, to an extent, yeah. It also is limited by how big the print is, by your hot end, because you can have all the acceleration in the world, but if you're only printing something that's 1 millimeter thick, you are not being, there is not enough room for the infill to get you up there. I'm gonna have to sand the crap out of this. Oh, I'm gonna have to do a bunch of hand sanding on this. Fun times. Yep, T45 chest piece. Yep. Also, considering it's a part that will be a prop and be worn, I don't want to print it too fast that I lose layer adhesion. Part of the problem that a lot of people don't seem to understand with 3D printing is just because you can print fast doesn't mean when you print fast you're actually getting the mechanical properties of the product. There's a reason that this printer right here that costs $10,000 is only supposed to print X amount of filament per day. Because if you are printing where you're extruding the filament that is, you know, rated for 600 grams a day, and you're printing more than that a day, you are not getting the material property out of the print. Because when you buy this machine, the parts you're printing on it are used to hold a thing that go in a rocket that go to fucking space. So you need it to pass the FEA. You need it to have the mechanical properties that you designed that part to be able to withstand. So when you print, you know, a lot of materials fast, you're not giving the actual material proper time for it to melt and re-solidify and combine with the other layers above and below it as you lay the plastic down properly to get the mechanical properties that you want out of your plastic. So that is something a lot of people don't pay attention to with additive manufacturing. Just because you can print fast doesn't mean you should be printing fast all the time, right? There's a reason people don't print Voron parts with their speed benchy profile. There's a reason people aren't using the profile that does a 2-minute speed benchy to print actual usable things. All right, I think that's enough of the bad stuff. I don't want to go too crazy with the Bondo because I don't know exactly how much everything needs, and I haven't done a first sand on it, so. Is it possible to print too slow? Not really. It depends how much time you feel like wasting. Yeah, it's a 600 millimeter bed too, so it's making it seem, the travels that you're seeing are 500 millimeters a second at 10K XL, I believe. Let me double check. I might have dropped them down because I was fiddling with stuff. Okay, 7K XL, yeah. Big printer has issues with rubber banding, so you don't want to go too fast. But yeah, 7K XL, 500 millimeter second travels. So it does move. So try not to get Bondo all over myself. Behold, power armor chest piece. I need to sand it all and let it dry first. Let it dry, hit it with a heavy coat of paint, and then sand the crap out of it. Which means I gotta get my paint boost set up. I have 2 speeds, prototype and final product. Yeah. How fast is too fast? It depends on the nozzle size, the material you're printing, how the hot end, the geometry of the hot end, how long the melt zone is. You can do tests. You can do strength tests. Basically what I do the, do I have one? Yeah, okay. So this is a good example. This is the max flow rate test that's built into Orca Slicer, okay? So you've probably seen this print before, right? This is the print companies use to show how fast their printer can go because it's continuous speed. So it's gonna be hard to show on this camera, but see how obviously, okay, this is too fast. So what I do is you just kind of like, okay, that's not good. You know, this is 1 layer thick. Just use your hand and just kind of like, just kind of feel. Okay, so right about there, that break right there took much harder to break than this break here. You go over, you measure it, you look in you do the calculation to figure out what that flow rate was, and then go under by about 5%, 5-10%. That's usually what I do. I do this test. I look at how happy I am with the layer adhesion and where I'm getting good quality print and I'm getting good layer adhesion. That's your max flow. That's what I use for calculating it. And then what I do is I don't do that continuously. Obviously, you're going to print slower on your outer walls than your infill. So your infill, you could probably crank it a bit. I like to over extrude my infill. So even if I do accidentally under extrude because I'm going so fast, because it's got to go fast, it's over extruded. So it might just go down to normal. Plus you save time on infill when you over extrude it. So yeah, you're gonna have to figure it out on your own, because ABS at 280. What type of ABS? Are we talking poly light ABS, which is the ABS blend? Are we talking Eson ABS Plus? Are we talking an MG94 based ABS resin? I don't know. There's too many variables. Also, 280, are you using a high flow hot end? Are you using a regular flow hot end? Are you using a hot end with a copper nozzle that's plated? Are you using a hot end with a hardened steel nozzle? Are you using a Diamondback nozzle? Are you using a nozzle with variable geometry like a CHD nozzle? What's your extruder? Is your extruder able to push more filament before slipping than another extruder? Some extruders start slipping before you hit the theoretical hot end max because the extruder just can't grip. There are so many variables, you have to figure it out for your own on your own printer, especially if it's a DIY printer. Or you can do what I do and just load up the default Voron profile in Orca and just leave it and move on with your life. Do I do flow rate tests? Nope. What I do is I leave enough margin that as long as it's within close enough, you're good. So that's why I say find where it's good and go a little bit under, because if you are like, hey, on a good quality ABS, this is my max flow rate. You know, theoretically, I can print at 50 millimeters cubed a second and the hot end's happy and everything's happy. So that way I'm gonna cap it at 45. Because that way, if I grab another ABS that's not as good, we're still within the margin. Plus, that's only the infill that's flow capped. The outer walls, well, the outer walls are maxed out at like 35 millimeters cubed a second. So we got margin, right? It's an imperfect science. 3D printing is an imperfect science that relies a lot on, it's good enough. Especially at the hobby level. It is nowhere near as solved of a science as some companies would believe you to be, but it is still very much you're gonna have to do a little, you know, I know this word is banned on the Bamboo subreddit, but you're gonna have to do a little tinkering sometimes. Speaking of Orca, where do you find info? Like, what do you mean? Like in the machine settings, like here? Like, if you wanted to, like, what do you mean? Like, these are your machine settings here in Orca, where you click this button. And then for your filament settings, it's this button. And then for your speeds and feeds and whatnot, it's these settings here. So. If you need to know what to, like, if you're trying to put a printer in Orca that doesn't have those settings, the easiest way I could say to do it is to load that slice, you load whatever the, say you got like a cheaty whatever, okay, and you want to use Orca Slicer for it, and there's not an Orca Slicer 4.5 for it. Find whatever slicer that printer recommends in the settings and just copy the settings over and then start playing from there. What happened to this Vol Zero? It's downstairs. I don't really use it because I don't really have a need for it, but I do have it downstairs somewhere. 3D printing does feel like it's in its infancy. It's not that it's in its infancy, it's that at the end of the day, we are splooging molten plastic out of a glorified hot glue gun attached to the cheapest CNC built out of the finest Chinesium, okay? It's cheap. It's cheap manufacturing. It's just cheap manufacturing. And there's always going to be wiggle room, and there's always going to be error margins and whatnot. It is what it is. And you know, the way we currently do additive, there's really no way that 3D printing is going to ever be as, you know, based on the current tech and the way things are currently getting. Printers are getting a little bit better, let's be honest. But like, again, let me grab my lucky cat. Okay, I keep this lucky cat here. Okay, if you know, you know, don't say it. But would you say this is a pretty good print? Would you say this little lucky cat here, this is printed with like some cheap clear PLA. Would you say this is a pretty good 3D print? Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Would you say this little cat looks pretty good? I printed this in 2017 on my Monoprice Select Mini. This is the very first thing I've ever 3D printed. Keep it on my desk right here. This is the very first thing I've ever 3D printed. The best benchy I have ever printed in my life was on that Monoprice Select Mini. Now, granted, it took like 2 hours to print, and I like tinkered with the settings forever to get it like perfect. But it is, I don't know where it went. I wish I still had it. It was the best PETG benchy I had ever printed, because I spent like 2 days tuning settings to print Voron parts. Because my first Voron that I ever built was printed on the Monoprice Select Mini in PETG. So printers haven't been printing better in terms of print quality. That's kind of, let's be honest, a good quality print out of if I were to take a good quality print off of a Prusa Mark III and put it next to a good quality print out of a Bamboo P1, or correction, let me make it more. If I had 5 prints that came off a Prusa Mark III and 5 prints that came off of a Bamboo whatever, and I mixed them all up, okay? They're different colors, they're different materials, but 5 were printed on the old Prusa and 5 were printed on another machine, a brand new machine, and I gave them to you and say, sort them. I guarantee you nobody would be able to figure out which ones go where, okay? Minus some sort of like, you know, geometry thing, like, oh, you know, the Prusa has like, you know, some sort of like defect or whatever. Like, let's be honest. Printers have been printing pretty good for a couple of years now, okay? The difference is printers are cheaper and they're more accessible. They have better quality of life features, right? They're all connected to apps now, and slicers have gotten a lot better. Slicers have gotten so much better since when I started 3D printing. I don't even want to know, you know, people dealing with freaking Slick 3R back in 2015, how life was. I don't want to know that. But let's be honest, filament's gotten better. The quality of filament's gotten way better. Slicing has gotten better. The availability of models have gotten better. Also, models are better designed for additive manufacturing than they used to be. And printers have better quality of life. But like the Voron V1.5 was a geared extruder on a Core XY frame with NEMA 17s and GT2 belt. The V2.4 is a geared extruder on a Core XY frame with NEMA 17 motors and GT2 belt. Controller's a lot better. Printed parts are better designed. But I mean, you could take most of the hardware out of like an original V1.5 and turn it into a Trident. I mean, I have a V2 that used to be a V1.5. And it still has the same motors. So in terms of like what is advanced in 3D printing, the actual end result hasn't really changed much. A good print from 5 years ago is still a good print today. It's just the printer now is a little bit faster and a little bit easier to use and a little bit more reliable. But guess what? It could still warp off the bed. You could still have layer adhesion issues. You could still have a blob of death on your hot end. That shit ain't going away anytime soon. Like, go on any of the 3D printing subreddits, the Bamboo subreddit, the R3D printing. The most common pictures you see the day after, like, the holidays. What's going on here? And you see a picture of a print warping off a bed because they got a 3D printer and they don't know what warping is. They haven't looked up anything. And it's like, that ain't going away. think the filament's a little wet, but oh well. Like this, when people say 3D printers are ready for the masses, this is what the masses are. What is this? Like, and yes, I'm on the R3D printing circle jerk subreddit. It is funny. Yeah, like, I downloaded the file. This print is supposed to be a battery holder for cordless tools. I downloaded the files off Bamboo. It's about 75% done. I see there are these things that look like trees printing along the sides. For the life of me, I cannot figure out what they're supposed to be. What are they? Support. But this is, yeah. Average Bamboo user. Check your in about 1 month, check your Facebook Marketplace. Let me know how many Bamboos are on there. I know mine, after every major holiday, I check my Facebook Marketplace and there are Bamboos all over it. Like I seen one, somebody returned it was either an H2D or an H2C. They returned it to Best Buy where they bought it because it got a blob of death on the hot end. They got a blob of death on the hot end. Bamboo said, okay, you're gonna have to like replace the hot end. And he's like, I'm not doing that, and just brought the printer back to Best Buy and got a replacement printer because it had a blob of death on the hot end. Like that is the people buying 3D printers to sell Etsy Flexi Dragons right now. For anyone in a 3D printing company support chat, I feel sorry for you after the holidays. Looking at the Bamboos is kind of sad because that's what sells. Like, Bamboo is the current go-to printer for noob. I recommend Bamboos to people. If somebody comes up to me like, hey, I want a 3D printer, I want to print some toys for my kid, and I'm like, okay, do you know anything about 3D printing? No. Okay, do you know anything about CAD design or anything like that? No. Okay, go buy a Bamboo A1. The moment they're like, oh yeah, you know, I like tinkering. I'm like, hey, would you be interested in building the printer with your kid? I've had friends go like, yeah. I'm like, cool, go buy a Prusa. Go get a Prusa kit. You'll save some money on the kit. Get your kid involved, build the printer. And it's a fun thing, right? But it's like, oh, I just want to take it out of the box and print, you know, landfill for my kid. It's like, okay, we'll go buy a Bamboo. In boxes. Last I heard, they were they were building like 2,000 to 3,000 a day A1s in their factory. I get the color change and not, but the H2C is looking more and more tempting. 3D's nuts. Get an index. A Core 1L with index. Like, I'm not going to tell you to not buy the H2C with the Vortec. It's just the Vortec is halfway between a tool changer and an AMS, and it has like all the downsides of both without really the benefits of either. It is slower than it's slower than a tool changer, and it still has the issues and compatibility that the AMS system has because it still needs the AMS. You need to buy 2 AMSs, by the way. It comes with an AMS. You need to buy a second AMS so you can use all 6 of them. So it's even more expensive than what the actual sticker price is because you have to buy that second AMS. And it doesn't have the same like flexibility that a tool changer has. So the tool changer is going to be faster and it's going to have less compatibility issues than the Vortec. So people don't want to wait for the index. Honestly, that's the biggest problem with the index is people got to wait for it. That's like the biggest downside with the index is people got to wait for it. 3 AMS is too. Well, I don't think you need an AMS for the left tool. The left tool you could just load in a filament manually, I believe. I wish the Core 1 could do Z tilt. It doesn't need to do Z tilt. I'll be honest, it doesn't need to do Z tilt. Because as long as the printer is built squarely, you just tram it into the bottom, you do a Z negative China, it trams the bed to the bottom, and then when you come to the top, you're good. Or you could do what I do if you're that worried about it. Like honestly, if you're that worried about the tram, home the printer and just manually adjust the lead screws, move the tool head, turn the printer off, move the tool head over each corner, the back, middle, the front left and the front right, and just adjust your lead screw so that the bed is now trammed to the nozzle, and then you're good. I did that on one of mine and I just left it and I haven't touched it since, and it's still perfectly flat. Because as long as you don't do like a Z negative China or crash, it shouldn't move. Because they're synced, right? Every time you power it up, the motors are locked together. People aren't gonna like loading on the index. It's pretty much, unless it's changed, loading on the index is basically the same workflow for loading on like the Prusa XL. It's basically the same workflow where you select the tool head, it will pick up the tool, it will heat it up, which only takes a couple seconds on the index, and then it'll say, you know, you push the filament in until it grabs it, it'll load the filament, and then once it's loaded, it'll dock that tool, and then you can grab the next tool. So you are gonna have to, it is gonna take longer to load. It is what it is. Index, is it a buffer? Index doesn't need a buffer, it's a tool changer. It's a tool changer where you're only changing the hot end. The extruder and all the electronics and heating and cooling and fans stay on the tool head. It has a chance to move to the next step. I know, every time you power cycle a printer where the motors aren't belted together, there is a chance it can drift. And then, but I'll be honest, I have not mechanically touched either of my Core 1s since before I started printing parts for the Gundam, and I haven't noticed any issues. Like nothing I have printed off any of my Core 1s has had any issue with dimensionality. The Core 1L, I haven't done anything to it. I took it out of the box and I started printing. I've printed parts for the, I've done a couple masks, I've done helmets, I've done parts for the Delta Flyer, I've done parts for the Stealth Changer rebuild, I've done parts for the Jabberwocky build on it. Every single thing that's come off that printer has snapped together and perfectly dimensionally accurate. Like I haven't actually measured anything, but everything that has come off that printer just works. So if it just works, it just works. So, because remember the bed mesh, it does do a bed mesh. So it can, you know, bed mesh out any adjustments that need to be done. But yeah, what are we working on tonight? It's just a print and chill night. I was working on this guy for a bit. I also cleaned up the desk and made took it easy tonight. Tonight was a gimme night. So. And then don't forget, we are going to be doing the giveaway in 4 minutes. So if you haven't entered for your chance to win some Polymaker filament, enter for your chance. Link in the video description. We're going to be doing the giveaway in 4 minutes. While you're down there, don't forget to like the smash button, ring the bell, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and hey, if you want to help support the channel, the content I create and the things I do, consider becoming a channel member, Patreon supporter, or if you're really cool, gifting memberships to others. How are you going to manage all the spools? 4 spool holders on each side. They have a picture of it. If you go to the Prusa website, Prusa index. Like the continue shop. There you go. You just have this on each side. So there's your 4 spools. So 4 go up, feed into there, and then you have the same thing on the other side. Eight tools on a Core 1. So that means if you got 8 on a Core 1, that means I think it's either 11 or 12 on a Core 1L. Or maybe 10 on Core 1L. Like the fact that you can have 8 separate tools on a Core 1 size machine is insane if you think about it. 8 tools on a Core 1. Yes, the Bamboo H2C is bigger, but that's 6 tools. Well, 7 if you count the unchanging one. So, more space efficient. Will that work with the MMU? I don't know if the firmware will support it. Technically, it could. Like, you could theoretically hook the MMU up to one of the index tools, but I don't know if they'll have that supported, because that's a very boutique setup. How is Prusa solving for nozzle centering calibration on the index? I don't know for sure. The index, I can't say too much, but let's just say it is very repeatable. It is very repeatable. I don't know what kind of sensors they're going to have in the tool head for, like, they could just do like a pin that you plug in that, you know, you tap, 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 and saves the value. And you do that for all of them, and then they're just all saved. So, very repeatable. Very repeatable. Very repeatable. Hi. Four on the side of each core one. I mean, yeah, look at that. That looks pretty neat. Not gonna lie. That looks pretty neat. Yes, it is not as compact as like something like the like an AMS, but guess what? There's nothing stopping you from building, basically like getting some extrusions, getting some rollers, and building a shelf next to the printer that your filament sits on. There's nothing stopping you from doing that. And hey, if you know what you're doing, you could put boosters in there too to boost the filament from the roller to the tool head if you want, if you know what you're doing. But it doesn't run Clipper. Well, yeah, because it's a Prusa. But guess what? You can put index on a Clipper machine. We're going to be putting index on a Trident, so. Steve has it on a Trident. I believe, yeah, Steve's is on a Trident. Wait for index or stealth changer. Well, I'm building a stealth changer, and then down the line we will be doing an index. So I will be able to do a comparison. I will say index will probably be a lot simpler. Index will be a lot simpler, because if you already have a Voron, all you do is you take your tool head off, you put your index tool head on, you put the mount on for your indexes, and you do the calibration and update the firmware, and off you go. You don't really have to build much. The stealth changer, you have to build, and you have to finagle, and you have to tweak and adjust and tinker. The index, you're going to have to do some of that still, obviously. It's not plug and play. But the index is going to be a... No, like, I'm just going to say it. The index is going to be a much simpler setup, hopefully, than a stealth changer build. But the stealth changer build, you have way more customization. My stealth changer has 4 chibi tubes in it. It's going to be able to print a lot faster than an index, that's for sure. Also, you have differences of extruders. So if you want to run a specific extruder for flexible filaments, you can build one tool head with that. If you want to run different nozzle types, because, I want to be able to print, this machine, I'm going to print hardened materials with dissolvable support, but I want to be able to print flexibles. You could have one tool head set up specifically with a diamondback nozzle for, with hardened geared extruders and whatnot for, your abrasives. And then you have the one extruder with a flexi specific extruder. And then you have one tool head that's just support materials like a 0.8 nozzle. Like, you have more ability to customize with a full tool changer, but an index is just one plug and play system. So it depends on what you're looking to get out of the printer, what you should go with. Okay. Let's do a giveaway. Let's do a giveaway. Who's messaging me? Oh, I just realized I said it was print and chill Friday. Yeah, it's not Friday, it's Saturday. Okay, let's do this giveaway. Responses, link to sheet, create, bing, bang, boom, bomb. File save and open marbles. I've lost my marbles. Oh, no, it's loading. There we go. Brace. Add names, clear, open. Okay, we got 234. Random. Bots. 234. Sweet. Whew. Okay. Look at everyone there. Okay, how this works is if you win, you get a spool of filament from Polymaker. But if I pick your ball and you win, you are a lucky ball and you get a free hat with your spool of filament. Yesterday, we almost had a winner. So we're going to go with this one right here. Ooh, who is that? James Kerbal from the space program. If you win, you get a free hat. Good luck. Remember, like the smash button, ring the bells, be subscribed to the channel, and it greases your ball up and makes it go even faster. And just for the next 5 minutes, I don't know why 5 minutes, but because it's going to be over before that, but for the next 5 minutes, if you gift a membership, it will actually quadruple your luck. Now, luck is an intangible metric that's hard to measure, but it will quadruple it. No guarantees, though. Spice King is in the lead. Four times zero. Hey, luck is intangible. You can't put a number on luck, right? Oh, oh, okay. Those people were in the lead. Spice King's not in the lead. Oh, Dennis M4 is not in the lead. Oh, okay. Adam Storm is in the lead. Maybe one of these, like a ball race game? Or, I mean, you can, we have one for the little guy. We have like those little ball marble slider things. Oh, Chuck. That is, if you see a blue name like that, that's a ghost. Walloze. Chuck got yeeted right at the end there. Chuck, if you're here, I'm sorry. Walloze. I'm assuming that's how you pronounce it, because I don't know how else you would pronounce that. Walloze. It's like, sounds something like Wario would say. Wah. There you are. Okay. I'm surprised how many people did their taxes already. Damn. I haven't even looked at mine yet. Okay. So congratulations, Walloze. You have won yourself a spool of filament from Polymaker. Golf claps in chat. Golf claps in chat. Everyone golf claps in chat. Oh, that was a fun stream. I will say it is nice to do just a nice little relaxing print and chill every now and then. Don't forget, a little bit of housekeeping before we wrap things up here. On the Discord, there is a channel. So if you haven't joined the Discord yet, go join the Discord. Link in the video description. There is a channel down there called Look What I Printed or something like that. Post something in there every month going forward. We did one for the end of last year. We did it on the New Year's Eve stream. It went pretty good. So going forward, the last Friday of the month, every month, is going to be a print and chill stream where we're going to be looking at stuff you guys have been working on. The community has been working on. So go check out that channel in the Discord and post something you've been printing. Post something you've been working on. If you want to show it off, self-promotion is allowed. So link your shit if you design something really cool. But it's a channel for you to show off stuff you've been working on, 3D printing related. It doesn't have to like could be cosplay or props that you post-process and only part of it's 3D printing. That's fine. There's no real hard rules on that Discord sub. But post something in there because I think it's next week we'll be taking a look at it. So I'll do a reminder, and in the Discord I'll do a ping at some point, but go check it out. Okay, let me just send this away here for the winner. Copy that, copy paste. I love templates. I love having templates, so I just have to copy paste stuff and not actually have to type. It is great. There we go. Sent. Cool. So, shout out to Polymaker for the spool of filament we gave away this stream and every stream. Links for them and more in the video description. Some of them, like the Gamer Subs link, use code Canuck, save some money. And for those that donate to the channel, gifted memberships to others, or became members of the channel yourself, I thank you. Would not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create without your continued support. You make it all possible. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Be safe out there. Wash your hands, and I will see you in the future. Good night.